Okay, so the Nuggets head coach Mike Malone has just gotten fired. And my question is why? And the only answer I have for this question is that they needed a scapegoat. They needed a scapegoat for these Nuggets past few games. The Nuggets have been on a bit of a losing streak lately. And Mike Malone was their scapegoat. And look, even though I can admit I was not the biggest fan of Mike Malone, mainly because of how he used to do the Lakers and then be talking heavy, he made me to Nuggets hater for a bit. I'm not going to even lie. But that was a great coach. And what I don't understand about this firing was that Mike Malone did not become the coach of the Nuggets in 2020. That's when they started to rise. He's been the coach of the Denver Nuggets for a decade now. This has been a process of growing and learning as a coach, which ultimately resulted in a chip in 2023. He also has the most wins in Denver Nuggets history. They should know how good of a coach he is. Like I said, he's a scapegoat for something that's not even his fault. I've said it before, the Nuggets have been losing. Jokic's last 3 games have been all triple-doubles. A 30-point triple-double, a 40-point triple-double, even a monstrous 60-point triple-double. He has been carrying that team on his back. I don't even know if that team should be in the play-in. But yet, right now, they're the 4th seed. In the West, I might add. And these losses might cost him the MVP. But the truth is, he has no legitimate help out there. That team is being held together by straight duct tape. In a Western Conference that not only has the Oklahoma City Thunder, but also the Warriors with Curry and Jimmy, the Houston Rockets, and the Lakers with Luka and LeBron. Whose fault is that? That's not Mike Malone's fault. That can only fall on one person, and that's the GM. And I see, yes, they did fire him as well. Calvin Booth has not gotten any help for Jokic since day 1 in 2023. All he's done is sent away and split apart a championship caliber team. I was watching that Nuggets championship parade in anger. They were supposed to run it back with Mike Brown. What happened? Where is Mike Brown right now? Jokic has been working with scraps for a while now. And you don't think as a GM, you'd at least give a generational talent like that at least a semi-decent team? Like I said, this is on the GM, but I do not know why Mike Malone is getting fired, other than the whole scapegoat thing. And to make it worse, you fire him 10 days before the playoffs even start. Does these front offices know that it messes up team morale? Between this and the recent firing of the Grizzlies head coach, they do not care anymore. They couldn't at least wait until the offseason started. It is horrible how they're doing Jokic, who's in his prime years right now.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. There has been new information following Mike Malone's firing. And I'm just gonna say, it looks like Westbrook got him fired. It looks like Westbrook was getting a lot of superstar treatment from the coach, in which a lot of people did not like. My sources state that they want to let Russ be Russ. What does that even mean? Look, I kinda understand, because the Lakers PTSD must be hidden. They did him dirty when he was on the Lakers. But I thought the meaning of him finding a home in Denver was finally getting fair and equal treatment, because he didn't get it in LA. But it looks like that's not the case at all. So they thought his Hall of Fame career, which speaks for itself, justifies this special treatment. He thought his past accomplishments secured his future glaze. And yes, I will tell you, 2017 Russ was special. But does Coach Malone not realize that there's a 2017 Russ on that team right now who's way more efficient and whose triple doubles actually mean something?
At least when it comes to making the team better, because let's be real, Russ was stat padding. I think maybe to prevent most cases like this happening, people should get equal and fair treatment.
But if you're gonna give one person special treatment,
Jokic should be your #1 priority.
And what's this post about? Yeah, people were fine about Jokic and Murray getting special treatment, but Westbrook's where they drew the line. Y'all should have drew the line with Murray. And all this about Mike Malone giving special treatment. You were supposed to be different from the Lakers, but you became the very thing you swore to destroy. This isn't a problem that just happened. This is something that has been boiling over for months now.
And that blown layup that wasted Jokic's 30-point triple-double was the straw that broke the camel's back.
They really fired him for glazing too much.
Now, here's my thing. I don't know if Mike Malone's actions and what he did still constitutes him getting fired. I really use constitutes in a sentence. I don't even know if I used it the right way either.
I just be saying anything on here.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that does this one alleged bad year overshadow the 9 to 10 good ones?
Because he has done a lot. And my answer is no. He shouldn't be getting fired.
I'm sorry, but Westbrook was not worth this glaze. Even when Westbrook was the guy in his MVP years, he still couldn't bring a ring to OKC. But yet, like I said, why does no one on that team realize you basically have another rendition of MVP Westbrook right there? A walking triple-double, just like Westbrook was, and was actually able to deliver a championship to Denver.
If you want to glaze someone, glaze Jokic. Jokic is him.
He's a guy straight out of LA Fitness that's making history. And like I said, even if you were going to fire Mike Malone, why now? There's like 8 days left until the playoffs. Coaching wise, he's the best chance they had. The GM should have been fired a long time ago, by the way. The timing of this is just all wrong. They should have waited till the offseason to make these moves. But yeah, to end off this yap session, let me just say that the Denver Nuggets are in a vulnerable state heading into the playoffs. And that Westbrook is going to have to find a new home because he's going to get evicted this offseason. These front offices do not care. They don't care. Everyone saw what happened to Luka. They were able to accomplish that like in a span of 2 weeks. You know what they can do in 3 months? Yeah, Westbrook is gone.